Hey, welcome to the Outpost Show. Today we're going to be talking about smell and forgiveness here. The one sense that's always missing is smell. And with that, we have our special guest, Het-Heru. Thank you for coming in.
Always a pleasure.
I
Hi,
want to
everybody.
I want to give a reminder of Het-Heru's chamber where all her wonderful, wonderful essential oils that we'll be talking about here. But today we're going to talk about forgiveness of self, right?
That's correct.
Right. If you can't
Yeah,
forgive yourself, ladies and gentlemen, you can't forgive others.
very
And we
true.
take it away.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to put in something added on to when I was talking about the sacred love oil. This is what I love about this. When I taught yoga postures, you had to find a place, you needed a space, you needed a mat, you needed, all these things that are wonderful. Yoga postures are a wonderful thing to do. But sometimes you're in a car and you're feeling stressed, or you're at your job, you're feeling stressed. So you need a quickie. And so that's what you use. You apply that to the pulse points and smell it. And then, see, it comes in this little pouch, you know? And in the pouch, sorry, we're going to figure out a way y'all can see this a little easier, but it has an affirmation card. So you say the affirmation cards. And this is something I wish I had had this when I was going through my process of self forgiving, self forgiveness. I didn't realize the message that I had going on in my head all the time about how I wasn't enough. When you have an alcoholic mother, your message is that you're not enough. And when your mother passes at a young age, I won't speak for you, I'll say for myself. I felt that somehow or other I had let her down, that there was something I should have and could have done although I did my best. Now, I had two younger sisters that went the same path. And no matter what I said, no matter what I did, seemed to help them. They still chose the path. And that's the thing about we human beings, we beings in a human experience, is that we must learn to let go and forgive. And as Michael was saying, we cannot forgive others until we're able to forgive ourselves. So, whatever it is that you feel that you must hold on to, that's taking your power away, that's taking your joy away from you, get in touch with that and let it go. You are the infinite made definite. You deserve to have a good life, a life that's filled with love and joy, but that won't happen until you find whatever it is that you need to forgive within yourself. You are enough. See, sometimes the message is we're not enough in some way. You are enough because you are the one most high.
I, when you get into this place when you can't forgive other people, I think part of that has to go figure out within yourself, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, and that's a whole part of the deal. If you're clear, then it allows you to forgive the other person at least easier,
Much
right?
easier. You don't forgive the other person until you've forgiven self. You only
Right.
think you have. And you were asking me before, the way you know it is that when that person comes up again in your life in some capacity, how do you feel? Does it anger you? Is there an emotional response to that or reaction? And if so, no, you haven't forgiven. But again, it has to be about why, as my mentor said, why did you give up your power? See, why did you take your power back?
You were the oldest child?
Well, I'm in the middle. My mother, I have two brothers. They have a different father. My Each one has a different father. My sisters and I had the same father,
Okay.
so it was with my mother's second marriage. So yes, I'm the oldest of the three.
Right. So just briefly, because I know a lot of people have the older, you're the oldest
Mhm.
in the family, you're the oldest, and
Yeah.
there's a whole issue or things that come with just being the oldest. Was that part of the deal for you also, knowing you had to be responsible for your sister?
My my mother's message was, "You're responsible for them. They do something wrong. You're the one that gets it." See, but that was the same burden that was laid on her as the oldest of her two sisters, of the three of them, and the oldest of the other two sisters. See, so that stuff is passed down generation to generation. And how's it serving you? In most ways, none whatsoever. We take the stuff that serves us in a positive way. We hope you use that, and we let go of the other.
So, you've heard this thing, the sins of the father pass on to,
Hmm.
I wanted to say a character flaw. That sin is not my word. I just, you missing the mark or whatever. But these things that are handed down. Did you feel that your mom, she put the same thing that was on her on
Hmm.
you?
Yes, she did. But she didn't see, that was the point I was making before. She didn't know any better. My
Right,
mother was only 42 at the most when she
right.
passed away. She didn't know any better. What did you know at 42?
Right. Listen, do you tell me? I'm still trying to make up.
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
even when you get in your 30s, you're trying to figure out what you screwed
Right.
up in your 20s, and then it goes
That's right.
on, right?
Yeah.
It goes
And we
on.
put the folks up on pedestals, and that's not a good thing to do because inevitably they're going to let you down. Inevitably, they're going to show you how. My yoga teacher, whom I love and adore and have tremendous respect for, I had put her so high up on a pedestal because she was that this is who I was following. And then when I began to see her human side, that messed with me for a while. And then I was able to elevate and accept and love her, who she and appreciate the contributions that she's made in my life. But instead of wanting to put her down because I'm seeing this human side of her.
That was, the same issue with me. Okay, so real quick, and we just,
Hmm.
I know they overturned Roe v. Wade here. And I
Hmm.
gave my story the other day about, if there was Roe v. Wade back
Hmm.
then in 1957, my
Hmm.
mom did not want me at the time because she got pregnant immediately after my brother. Like literally the first time they did it, she
Hmm.
got pregnant. Okay.
Right.
And so it was a lot of strain that was going on with her. I felt that
Hmm.
later on in my life when I went through and back into my life and kind of seeing where the first hurt come. But like you said, my mom was 24 years old. She was moved from Louisiana. She was really a country girl that really didn't know the city or anything. And my father and all the issues that they were going on. And I think
Right.
that's the part for me and all of us
Hmm.
about the forgiveness. I mean, maybe some of us need to go all the way back to where we did, the first time that you felt that you were hurt, so to speak.
Hmm.
And just to see the progress here. So I
Hmm.
go ahead and keep going here about the
So
forgiveness.
you're asking about Roe v. Wade or what? I mean, what was
Yeah,
your?
Roe v. Wade was just rescinded.
Yeah, well, hell, you know.
I mean,
Um,
still at the state level. Okay, I only brought it up was because I brought up as a story. Is like I'm so
I
glad.
hear you.
My mother, she's glad that she had me. Okay, at the time she didn't, and she
Right.
admitted it. Okay,
Hmm.
that way I had wanted her to admit it just so I could forgive her.
Okay.
Not like I told you didn't want me. It wasn't anything like
Yeah.
it was like I
Well,
love
and if that's the situation, then people need to work on that. Number one, no man has the right to tell me what to do with my body. Okay, I'm because a man, men don't really understand women. Okay, we don't. You don't. How can you? Because you're a man.
Are you
We
kidding
understand.
me? Of course not.
No, but and that's probably the way it's supposed to be. So it has to be a woman's choice. I heard a story this morning. Maybe some of the others of you heard it as well about a 10-year-old who was raped by a family member. 10 years old, got pregnant. Okay, got pregnant because that can happen. And she had to go to another state in order to take care. There's no reason in the world why this child should be giving birth to a baby. What the hell is she going to give to a baby at 10 years old? And the trauma that she's going through, first of all, to have this family member rape her, that's something she's going to have to deal with. And then she's not prepared to carry a child and then to give birth to it. So, no, I feel very strong about that. I don't like it when they try to take. And okay, suppose somebody decided that the only way
Heather,
we're
we're
running out of
running.
time.
Yeah, we're running out
Okay,
of time. Yeah.
okay, all right.
Listen, we're going to
So
continue
I'm
with.
going to forgive them for what they did.
Listen, thank you so much.
All right.
We'll be back for our next broadcast with Heather.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.